I would like to show you a pilot's watch that I've been interested in for a long time, and now I finally have a chance to get my hands on one. So this is the Damasko DA38 Black. Damasko is a German manufacturer famous mainly for various unique technologies that they use for producing very robust aviation watches. The DA38 Black comes at 40mm white case made of stainless steel, bead blasted, nickel free, ice hardened to 60 HRC or 710 Vickers. This basically means that this is one of the toughest materials used in the watch industry. As far as the scratch resistance goes, since Tegiment is supposed to be even harder at 1200 Vickers or 2000 Vickers for black versions, but that is basically a surface treatment. Damasko, on the other hand, makes entire case from this material. So is this material absolutely scratch proof? Well, no, it isn't. If you think about it, it is even possible to cut a diamond, so any steel has to be possible to scratch if the hardness of the other object and more importantly pressure is sufficient. But in real world use, this watch is incredibly tough and it will definitely withstand many years of intense use. Shape of this case is fairly simple. Whole surface is bead blasted. I haven't found any finishing flaws, which is to be expected considering Damasko's advanced manufacturing technologies. The thickness of this watch is 12.2mm and the lug width is 20mm. So overall great size for me, and it will fit majority of people. I also found wearing comfort to be very good. On the case back we can read rather long description of features that this watch provides, and it is of course screw down because this watch is also 100 meters water resistant. The feature on this watch that impressed me maybe the most is the crown. Crown on this watch is also quite unique because as you are screwing it in, the crown actually decouples from the stem, so you are not pushing it inside of the movement like you normally would. This crown also has sophisticated self-lubricating gasket system. Let me tell you, crown operation on this watch is by far the best ETA 2824 or 2836 in this case that I have experienced so far. It is incredibly smooth and precise. The crystal on this particular watch is a fire with double AR coating. You can also choose to have anti-reflective coating on the inner side only if you want to take advantage of scratch resistance that the fire provides, but you would also lose that cleanness effect that double AR provides. Dial on this watch is matte black with Arabic numerals, signature triangle with 2 dots at 12 o'clock, and day and date complication at 3 o'clock. Both day and date wheel are with black background, which is definitely how I prefer it, and the font is also very legible. Very characteristic for the Damasko watches is the crosshair that refers to the aviation theme. Then there are large hour and minute hands and blue seconds hand, which makes this DA38, and frankly it is the only difference between DA38 and DA36, for example. Hands and dots about hour markers are filled with Luminova, unfortunately not the numerals. The loom is unfortunately well-known weakness of the Damasko watches. The surface area on these hands is sufficient, but the green loom that they use is not very bright. It is not terrible, you will still be able to tell the time in most cases, but I think that two watch like this should really have better loom. Movement in this watch is ETA 2836-2, which is a day-date version of 2824. I certainly like that they have included date complication. It is very useful and it is also aesthetically well placed in my opinion. This is proved 4 Hz movement with 38 hours of power reserve. As I said in previous reviews of watches with this movement, it is fine, reliable movement, but nothing special. The second and the actually last criticism of this watch from me is that Damasko now uses the standard grade of this movement. I wish they would use at least elaborate grade, or even better top grade like they used in the past, but they at least regulate these watches quite well. Owners are reporting good accuracy. Movement is also in inner anti-magnetic case, which is nice as well. Strap that this watch comes with is made of leather with rubber inner lining. It overlaps lugs a bit and tapers down to 18mm. The case also has drilled lugs that make strap changing easy, which is something that owners of the Damasko watches like to do. But this one is also comfortable. I like stitching and the sign clasp. But since leather is generally my least favorite material for watch strap, I would get it with original rubber strap. So the conclusion, this is a very specific kind of watch that is not meant to impress others. It is a pure tool watch, and that is actually something that appeals to me a lot. I like the sleeper looks, I definitely like technologies, most of the case hardness and outstanding crown. Love movement grade is not that big of a deal, so the only slight disappointment is the loom, but it is still usable. I've been thinking about getting a Damasko watch for a long time, and now that I had a chance to try one out, I'm thinking of buying one again. My choice would be DA36 with green seconds hand, and also black like this one on the rubber strip, and I have to admit that I really am a fan. So huge thanks to the owner of this watch, who was very kind to provide this watch from his own personal collection. I greatly appreciate it. I wouldn't be able to make this video otherwise. Thank you for watching. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, or if you are a watch enthusiast, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Also, thanks to those who already subscribed. I also appreciate you leaving thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.